Hey everybody, one of Wisdom here, 4:39 a.m. Thursday, March 12, 2015. We completed Chapter 13, and of course in Chapter 13 we have a quest not only for Wolfgang, but also Rage Mage. As such, I've actually thrown Rage Mage here in a trap, checking him out in the stock phases of his Villainography. Now it's important to remember, his quest is Chapter 13, and then of course the capture when you battle Rage Mage, it is actually the Sewers of Supreme Stink, which once again is Chapter 10. Now, he's a pretty agile little guy. What you will see here, he's got 2 attacks. He's not a Doom Raider, sadly. Really, the magic element's kind of weird because there's only 3 villains. There's way more traps than that, but 3 villains is all that you've got. You know, a lot of speculation now. It's because chaos and, you know, kind of crazy things like that, but there's really not a magic Doom Raider, which is kind of odd because you'd think that you could come up with some pretty awesome villains. Maybe the case was it came up with too many or something. But anyway, primary attack, it is what I call, what did I dub this officially? The staff swirl. I don't really know what else to call it. He's got the staff kind of double trouble-ish, and he just basically does this like, almost like a corkscrew move like Jetvac will do. But the damage on it is kind of disappointing. He doesn't fly through the dummy. I mean, once he makes contact, it's over. Free range, he'll do like a couple of the loop-de-loos or the corkscrew. 18 to 27. There was a critical, so it took me forever to see that. But 18 to 27, that is a damage number. The secondary attack, if you think, well, that's really, really, really low. Maybe he's got some OP secondary attack, but I doubt it. This is what I call the puffball, mainly because I think that's what he's saying when he does this attack. You press the B button, and he spawns his orb, and it does nothing. But then when you hit it with the staff swirl, it does 293. And you can hit it a couple of times, and then it just disappears. But it took me forever to find the critical hit number, but it was 293 to 489. I can confirm that 100%. That's how they did their math this time. But again, you basically... 439. That's odd. I have 489. Let me actually... we'll double check that. I was pretty sure it said 489. That was definitely 439. So let me come in here to the calculator. I'm not even going to mess with it. It's 5 in the morning, basically. So... 293 divided by 2. I can actually do it faster in my head. That's pretty sad. So, yeah, I guess 439 is correct. So 293, I guess it's a good thing we did this. 293 to 439. So they did not round up. That is the issue I have with it. Technically, to me, that would have been a 440. And that's why I always like to see, because every once in a while they will use that rounding up sequence, and then sometimes they don't. But basically, if I tap B, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 4 seconds basically to spawn that thing, and during that time you are vulnerable. There was a 27 again. It doesn't, like, it's not a Star Strike type deal where if you can actually hit an enemy 4 times with it, it does like orbital damage. It's just always the 293 as what you're gonna see. So let's see how long it lasts now. I did not do that. So about 4 seconds to spawn. About 14 seconds. So 4 seconds to spawn, 14 seconds that is active. There have been a few times, like over here, this is where I found it was best to test. That's kind of annoying with Persephone there, but I can usually get like 4 rounds off. There's the first 293. There's 293. If you hurry, there was another one, and we got hung up behind the dummy. But 293 to 439, that is really significant damage. The problem is, in order to use that and protect, there was the 439 again, so by gosh, you got to see it twice. But sometimes what I was getting at is, like, I would hit it, you know, twice through here, and instead of sticking around, it would like blow up right here before I could hit it back, even though I was there in time. So it's somewhat inconsistent on the hits, but best case scenario, I was able to make impact 1 on this guy, impact 2 on this guy, come back over here, impact number 3, impact 4, and then it would basically blow up. So that probably ties in with the roughly, like, you know, 14, 15-ish seconds runtime. So that said, this is Rage Mage. He's very quick. The primary attack, it's cool. It just does like very minimalistic damage. And the coupling to that is that the puffball, as I think he's calling it, does outrageous damage. It just has a long spawn time, and then of course it doesn't stay perpetually. So kind of, I guess, a decent balance there. But it does make him unique. It makes me interested in his evolution, of course. So that's what we're going to check out in Chapter 13. But come back for that. We will take a look at his quest in Chapter 13, the future of Skylands, where he's got to do something with ice cream. And then we will come back here and we will check out his evolved aesthetics and attack damage. Now, he is one character. I didn't really mind him so much in the game, and the artwork there in the lower left hand corner shows it decently, but he's so short and that hat's overbearing, it kind of drowns him out. He could literally just be black. But there's a chance I won't really object to his aesthetics. The only way I would object to it really is if it's just like horrible pink and yellow, or if it's everything that's silver is gold. Anything past that, like color-wise, and you keep the silver, I actually don't think I will mind on this guy. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited to see, but as always, I'll catch you back here in just a few seconds. Hey everybody, Villainography here. We're back in Chapter 13, the future of Skylands. We are here, obviously, going to look for our controller, and I found it. And where we're at is right near the start. The Earth Elemental Zone kicks in like right here. You battle the first Blastertron and you're good to go. I think that platform goes to, who was it? Gearshift Soul Gym, I believe. And then this progresses. That said, this is the quest for Rage Mage. So let's go ahead and jump up here, see what he's got to say.
Face Rats, it's you! Can't believe you're actually here! I suppose you know all about my failing ice cream business and need for advertising. Word is that you are so good that you could sell ice cream in the future. Well, let's see it then. What? That's it? That's the stroke of advertising genius that all the history books talk about? Wait a minute. You are a genius. Please disregard my previous comment and take this reward. In fact, I am even going to send ice cream back in time so you can enjoy my sundaes in your own present day.
Oh, cool. So pay attention here. This will be the aesthetic change.
A victory for Rage Mages and...
Oh, can't wait. I hear the Mabu Defense Force 9000 are planning something big.
In the freaking stock Rage Mage look at the Academy, I said the only way I would object to anything they do aesthetically is either they use something weird like pink and yellow, or they changed what was silver to gold. And the staff actually looks kind of cool. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a emerald black. But on the top end, you can see in the left hand corner what he looked like with the silver mask. Now he's got gold on the horns and the plating, and I hate gold. And yeah, granted, not like real currency type of gold, but aesthetically, I'm not a gold person. I don't like the skirt as well either. So yet again, I have to say I prefer stock. But that's that. His primary attack is still kind of the corkscrew. It should do significantly more damage. Secondary attack still takes quite some time to spawn, about 4 seconds. Should do more damage though, so I'll get all that documented back at the Academy. There's nothing that you do in this quest, you literally just show up. So that's not too bad, but I'll progress on through here. We will get Wolfgang's quest taken care of, and I will catch you back at the Academy where we take a look at the evolved attack damage numbers. Hey everybody, Villainography here. This is actually Sunday, March 15th, so it's been a few days since I actually went through and even completed their quest for Rage Mage. He was actually captured in Chapter 10. That's a Secret Sewers of Supreme Stink, of course. And then his quest is in Chapter 13. I just did that the other night, but just now getting to settle back in, get this taken care of. But as of you should be able to tell, his aesthetics have changed. I personally don't think for the better. I believe he's the one that when I was sitting there and we did his quest, which was pretty easy, it was kind of comical ice cream in the future. I think it was something named like that. His eyes look great to me. I like the blue, but where he was silver, he's now gold, and you know how I feel about that. I prefer silver personally. Seems like the staff changed as well. I think it used to be kind of dark. It's now silver at the top, which is kind of cool, but he's got some interesting moves. Again, nothing changes really much aside from the attack damage. You still got the primary. It may actually go a little bit farther than it did. Again, I'm doing this several nights after. You've seen both damage numbers. So standard, it'll do 23, critical 34, and of course, if you're point blank range, you just basically kind of spin it in. You don't do double damage ever or anything, but I think the range has increased a bit. There's our critical. Secondary attack, it is really hard to showcase this thing. It's called the puffball. Oh, that's because that's what I think he says. I call that first one the staff swirl. But that's so annoying. So difficult to position myself. Anyway, it's the same concept. You're going to hold down the actually, you don't have to hold it down. You can just tap it. I think that a lot of people probably hold it down, but once that's available, the puffball, you have to activate it by spinning it. And there's the 381. We're not going to make it in time. The damage number is 381 to 571, actually. And then, of course, occasionally your primary attack will get in there, and it'll just kind of throw everything for a loop. There was the 571, actually. We were a million miles away from it, but I just don't see that as, it's obviously, it does incredibly high damage, but the fact that you have to strike it, like I can't just launch the ball and it's going to contact the dummy. It's just going to sit there. Now, if enemies run into it, I don't know, it may do something, but the fact that most of the time, if you're fighting somebody tough, I mean, let's face it, by the time you do this, your timer is going to be just beat down to almost nothing. Which, if you put them in, to get a Skylander, charge back up, or basically if you're about to die and you don't want to and you switch to your villain, then you could swap Skylanders on the portal. But, I don't know. I don't see Rage Mage as being that great of an asset. Mainly, he's going to get slaughtered right there. He would do a lot of damage, especially if you can kind of set it up or something. But it's one of those deals, man. I mean, that's just a very complex set of circumstances, and it's not a deal that's kind of forgiving. It's either that contacts you or it doesn't. So, like I said, in-game it may actually have like a greater degree of, appreciation or ability. I guess that's a word now. But just here in the training grounds, it's not much to really get excited about. He's kind of an interesting and comical character, but I don't know. The blue was an upgrade. The gold is a downgrade, in my opinion. The eyes are an upgrade. I guess he kind of is somewhat neutral. He's not like horribly looking when he's evolved. It's just, I wish that helmet would have stayed silver. But that said, that is Rage Mage. He is fully evolved. You capture him in Chapter 10. His quest is in Chapter 13. If you take the links at the top of the video description box, you can go to my personal site. There you will have basically the list of villains, and you can go down, and if you see Rage Mage, you can see his attack damage numbers. Then I've got a link to the Skylander Club Forum. If you take that, you will go to a post dedicated to Rage Mage. You will see that same attack damage spreadsheet, and I also have the video embedded there. The reason I don't embed it on my personal site, past like Nightshade and Luminous, anytime I do that, if somebody's got like a slow connection, it takes a long time to load. The forum, since I dedicate, a thread, a standalone thread to each villain, it's not a big deal, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I link up with both. And that's another reason why, if you have not already, you should sign up on the Skylander Club Forum. SkylanderClub.com. Check it out if you like what you see. Sign up. We would love to have you. My personal site, of course, is oneofwisdom.com. You can follow me on Twitch. Me and my nephew actually streamed a Minecraft Pocket Edition live UHC earlier today. It was a practice for Season 5. I think it turned out fantastic, but that was on his Twitch channel. I don't know that he's highlighted it yet. He should very shortly. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to do it for him. Not to spoil anything for you, but I think it was an interesting finale there. That said, you can follow me there on Twitch, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Of course, follow me on Twitter for all the updates and all the latest. And for myself and Evolved Rage Mage, we will catch you back here as we take a look at Evolved Wolfgang.